What is going on, guys? This is Apex the Entertainer, and goodness gracious, as always, folks, you're gonna be ridiculously entertained, okay? Ridiculously entertained, because today we're talking Marvel Snap, specifically talking about collector tokens and, a little bit about other currency as well, I suppose. So, collector tokens, one part of the new update, which is a doozy, by the way, all sorts of very exciting things, which I will bring up and show off in the near future in other videos. So, might as well stick around the channel for that, of course. By the way, just throwing it out there. I usually put this at the end, but if you haven't, maybe put a little subscription, a little subscribey poo, right? Helps your boy out, okay? And with the chemistry we have, I know that you want to help your boy out. Let's talk collector tokens. So collector tokens are a new currency within Marvel Snap. I'm going to scroll down so you folks can see this here. Maybe. There we go. So collector tokens, there's a few different ways that you can get them. So I'm going to go over a few basics here. Number one, I'm going to talk about what collector tokens are, the goal behind them. Number two, I'm going to talk about how to get them. And then number three, I'm going to talk a little bit about what my plan is for collector tokens, expanding on them, saving them, whatever it may be, right? So first and foremost, collector tokens are a new currency within the game that allow you to purchase cards directly, which was very, very exciting. This was one of the things that, if you're not aware, Marvel Snap has said kind of from the start, right? Second Dinner, Ben Brode, has said that this is a continuously developing game. It's more and more common for new games to kind of pre-release, right? And of course, that's what Marvel Snap did in a beautiful way, I might add. It's already a stellar game, but it's only going to keep getting better and better. So collector tokens are the new addition. They allow you to pinpoint cards, right? Which was a big goal because previously collector points, right? This collector points up here where you would reveal new cards or chests or whatever it may be. It was basically entirely random, right? With the exception of the fact that it's built into pools, but it was very random. You couldn't pinpoint a specific card if you really wanted one. And now you can, but, okay, hold the phone here, folks. There's a few limitations. But before we talk more about that, the way that you generate collector tokens. Now, number one, if you weren't aware, and this one, it doesn't do anything for you now. I'll give you a heads up. This is kind of a hindsight's 2020 situation here, folks. But they had released an update essentially stating that, hey, we're going to do a grand release for this new update wherein you get a lot of free tokens depending on where you currently stand as far as your collection level goes. Regarding your collection level, it was a variable amount. And essentially what it was is if you had over 500, which is the basically the barrier of entry, okay? Talking big brain wording here. The barrier of entry is 500 to even have access to this store. So just so you know, if you go to look for this, and you don't see that token shop, that's just because you haven't hit the 500 yet. So you don't have access till you hit 500 collection level, which again is what these green tokens or whatever you want to call them are. And then again, like I said, they were going to give away free collector tokens based on what your collection level was when the update dropped. Now, I actually stalled my update specifically to make sure that I could hit 1,000. There was a lot of people doing this, making sure that they hit 1,000 collection level because there's a noticeable difference. So 500 to 999 collection level, everybody got 3,000 tokens. 1,000 to 2,999, everybody got 6,000 tokens. And then 3,000 plus collection level would have netted you 12,000 buccarones, which is pretty ridiculous. I definitely was nowhere near that, but I knew I could hit the 1,000. It did require me to make sure I did not click that update button until I knocked a few things out. But all said and done, I did lock in my 3,000 collector tokens. My 6,000 collector tokens. I did lock in those 6,000 collector tokens, and then I also purchased the big old badass Cyber Holiday pack. Because I'm an absolute whale. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of built different, I suppose. 9,100 collector tokens. That's a pretty good amount, right? That's 9 Series 3 cards. And so to expand a little bit more as far as those tokens go. So number one, you could have gotten them by making sure that you previously hit whatever collection tier level. So you might have just ended up with some free tokens. Number two, you can generate those tokens via collection level. So essentially when it comes to a collector's cash or a collector's reserve, like what I'm currently at since I hit 1,000, there's a 25% chance that you receive 100 of these collector's tokens. So again, I've already gotten 100 from the most recent collector's reserve that I opened. And then once you collect all the Series 3 cards, you get an additional, I believe it's 22% chance to get 400 tokens. So of course, progressively you'll get more and more. Now it's worth noting that it's not just Series 3 cards that can be purchased here. You can also purchase Series 4 cards for a pretty penny, I might say. A little bit pricey for your boy. Of course, Series 4 being noticeably more rare. And then there's also the release of some Series 5 cards, which are redonkulously rare. You're not going to be able to buy those from the token shop, as we currently know. Okay, to kind of wrap that up, those are the ways you can collect those tokens, right? So collector's tokens are collected via number one, this launch event, in which you might have just gotten some for free. Number two, you can get them from both collector's cash and collector's reserves. And number three, you can get them from purchasable packs. I'm assuming in the future we'll see more stuff like this Cyber Holiday pack, which of course that is a completely separate variable. Right now we're talking pay to play. This was an option that I saw was available to me. I think it's a pretty cool little bunch here. And I'm also very, very excited to support this game, right? Keep that in mind too. That's a big variable for why I'm doing this. Because I really enjoy making content for it, and I hope to continue to do so. So that's kind of the whole breakdown on how you get those collector's tokens. Now let's talk about your strategy here. Okay, let's talk strats. Okay, let's sit down, put your glasses on. If I had some, man, oh man, would I be throwing them on. Talking sunglasses, by the way. Okay, not normal glasses. Just kidding. If you wear normal glasses, just know that I appreciate you, and I really want you to subscribe. It all comes down to your personal strategy. I think that for me, being somebody who wants to create content, I'm just gonna buy. I'm just out here ready to buy. Like I saw Patriot. Is Patriot the most exciting card on the planet to me? Absolutely not. You guys know that I do not love cards with no abilities, but they're continuously trying to find ways to capitalize on that. And I do think there's a deck to be built out of Patriot. So guess what? Guess what? Boom, boom, boom. No refunds. Oh my God. Okay, that's okay. Boom, done. See, I hear just dropping cash for you guys. And by cash, I mean collector tokens, okay? I'm rolling in it. I'm stacked. Why wouldn't I just drop them? Drop 1,000. Like it's absolutely nothing, okay? That's what you get here at Apex Entertainment. It's the big bucks. It's the big brain and the big bucks. All right, let's get it down. Cool, so there you go. So now you can see that Patriot at this point is sold. Now again, remember, there's a timer on this, right? So initially my first thought was, I'm just gonna spend all of my collector's tokens immediately, which again, if that was an option, that is what I would do, because I want all the cards, right? I want all the cards across the board, and I'm progressing to try to make sure I do so. So for me, there's a chance, I suppose, that I see a card that I'm really, really not interested. But keep in mind, the vast majority of Series 3 and Series 4 cards, they're built for strategy. They're built to be unique, right? Series 1 and Series 2 is where you receive most of those, or I would honestly say all of those kind of basic cards that are building blocks for decks later. I feel like that's the way that Second Dinner did this, right? They created those to be your building blocks, and then you progressively just see really variable, really unique cards that really change up the game. So I can't think so far of a Series 3 card that I don't want, right? Outside of that, don't forget the pin feature. This is a big one, right? That means that you get to hang on to that card until you're ready to purchase it. And so again, not everybody is just going to have a bunch of collector tokens to go, right? You might be looking at these numbers and you're like, man, I'm at like 180 collection points or collection level. That's totally fine, right? Once you hit 500, you start kind of building up these collector's tokens. Then you have the opportunity to pin it, just hang on to it, right? Just put it in the back for later there, folks. Yeah. Said my strategy personally is to just buy them up. I'm going to buy every single one that I can. Might not be the right route for you. And then again, keep in mind that if you're pinning though, you're missing out on opportunity for other cards to appear. So I won't really be using that pin feature. But if you are somebody who's going to use it, make sure that you're really using it on a card that is the next level card for you, right? Like you really want that card, because you might be missing out on some really badass cards in the process. Push comes to shove, it's just about playing the game, folks. It's just about making sure that you grind it out, you get that collection level. Of course, collection level is just going to grow with you progressively upgrading your cards. And speaking of which, got a little surprise for you here. As I said earlier, I did purchase this Cyber Holiday Kim Jacinto variant pack, which I'm very excited about. And they give you just enough Apocalypse boosters to infinity, this boy, this big old boy. Ooh, baby. And I excited. We're going to do a little infinity reveal on this brand new variant. Now, if you haven't seen it, this variant yet, if you haven't hopped on, I think it's very aesthetic. And ooh, baby, do we go for aesthetics here at Apex Entertainment. Actually, not normally, but this time I'm so excited because you guys know I'm more about efficiency. So I usually don't. I'm not infinitying every card that I can, like a lot of other collectors are. But I'm very excited to infinity this one. Again, it's nice that they just throw you everything you need to do it from the get. And you guys can see I have an atrocious amount of credits currently. So we're just going to knock it out and spend some credits. Let's do our first upgrade. We're going to go through each step here. The progression of artwork is going to be phenomenal, I'm sure. I would assume, this was not cheap. It's not a cheap pack. So I'm sure they put good effort into the artwork itself. It's already gorgeous artwork, but we'll see it progressively get better as we go. So there's a beautiful frame break. Wow. We're going to pop on up to rare, get that 3D effect here, folks. Very excited. Very excited. Oh, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, where I knew they would go the extra mile, because that's a really, really great job on the 3D effect. Wow. 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 You never know the effect that this might have wherever you're watching it, whether you're watching it on the phone or computer or whatever it may be. I feel like everybody watches on their phone now, right? I mean, I watch a ton of YouTube. It's always from my phone. But that's besides the point. The 3D is phenomenal. If you can't tell, it's absolutely phenomenal. Not a huge fan of the animation that I've seen thus far on card progression. So I really hope they put some good effort into the animation for a card of this quality. Very nice. Wow. Whoa. Guys, this is such an improvement from the other animation that I've seen. Everything is very separated, which is nice, right? It feels neatly disjointed in a way where everything feels separate in itself. Wow, what a gorgeous effect, dude. Okay, again, I was hoping they'd put more work into something that you had to spend money on, and you can tell that they did. Man, that is an aesthetic card. Ooh, oh God. I'm getting a little tingly here, folks. I don't know what this means. Let's do our next upgrade here to Legendary, and we're going to get that shiny nameplate, the least exciting one in my opinion, by far, but it'll certainly match the aesthetic. There you go. That's some shine. Don't have much more to say about that. It's shiny. New title, Ego, Take the Wheel. I hate it. All right, and we're on to our next step, Ultra, for that animated border, which is going to look super aesthetic here. Super aesthetic. Animated frame. Man, it's almost sad when you go through the infinity portion. We're going to go to infinity. And we're going to do our final step here, folks. Ooh, baby, do you feel that tension? Do you feel that chemistry? God, if I had $1 for every time I mention chemistry on this channel, I'd have like $6. That's ridiculous. Here we go. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow, guys. If you don't know, they changed up the infinity border, which I'm so happy about. The infinity border previously was very anticlimactic because they were so focused on the infinity split off card that they would really leave this one in the dust. Man, wow, guys. It's so funny because this reveal, right? You guys know I'm focused on the gameplay. I want strategy, but they do such a great job with creating an experience with this artwork. They really do. Alrighty, and let's go see what kind of a variant split we got here, folks. Okay, well, it's not bad. It's, if you don't know, there's percentage chances that you receive any given variant, right? And so this is I think they call it they have their own terms that are not like preset, I think, but hexagonal or whatever it is. Looks good. It looks good, and it'll look good as I reprogress it for sure. Man, wow. That's a good looking card, guys. Okay, well, I hope this was enlightening for you all regarding collector's tokens. I know it was a very quick breakdown, but useful information nonetheless. Remember, push comes to shove, just play the game, baby. Just upgrade some cards, create some big brain decks, and of course, if you need some inspiration If you're like, I can't make my own deck. I need to steal from a content creator whatever he might have made with his big brain. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, folks. You come on by, you go watch some of my other videos. I have some really, really cool ones about all sorts of Series 3 cards, and they will continue to come out. So while you're doing that, while you're out there just absolutely killing it, grinding out some collector's tokens, do yourself a quick little favor. Throw down that likesy poo. Do that little subscribey, right? Means a lot to me, makes a difference, guys. But nonetheless, until next time, I appreciate you all.